that we understand the science of cooking, because we can cook our food so much so to where there is no more nutrients in the food. And when we eat it, it is not going to give us the minerals and the vitamins and the elements that God has designed for it to give us. All right? Okay, let's continue. So let's see how God has made us up. So that dust composes the elements of the elements. The elements compose our food. All right? The food builds our blood. The blood builds the cells. The cells builds the tissues. The tissues build the organs. And man is composed of the organs. So God already knows what he was doing. He said, follow my design, and when you follow my design, you will have the health that God is wanting to give us. How much time do I have? 30 minutes still? Okay, all right. Okay, what about our blood? Ministry of Healing 271, it says, in order to have good health, we must have good blood. For the blood is the current of life. It repairs, removes waste, and nourishes the body when supplied with the proper food elements. So we are still talking about immune health and how when we give the body what it needs, it will in turn produce and function properly so that our immune systems can stay strong as we go from day to day. What about sunlight? Okay, so sunlight, when we get the proper amount of sun, it increases our white blood cell count, and that will help to fight off diseases as well as strengthening our natural killer or T helper cells, okay? So getting out and getting some fresh air and sunlight is very, very important when it comes to fighting off infections and killing different diseases and things like that. So it is very, very important to get out and get that fresh sunlight every day. So sunlight changes to cholesterol, the skin to vitamin D, and that vitamin D is necessary for the absorption of calcium. So when we do not get out and get sunlight, it will affect our vitamin D levels, which will then affect our calcium levels. We will not absorb the calcium like we need to. So this is of utmost importance because, again, it is one of God's 8 laws of health. So the vitamin D stimulates insulin secretion. It retards insulin resistance, and we talked about that insulin resistance on day before yesterday. It is anti-cancerous, immune modulating. Unless we have adequate stores of vitamin D, the immune system will be hypo-functioning, which is low functioning, allowing for individuals to get infections much easier than an individual that has proper vitamin D stores, okay? So this is a very important key to understanding proper immune health. So how much does a person have to go outdoors to get that appropriate amount of vitamin D? So we all here have ancestors, and maybe us ourselves still to this day go outside and work out in the garden. It is a necessity, right? And so a lot of the things that we deal with today, our ancestors did not deal with, because we came from areas or places where agriculture was a huge part of life, and because of that, agriculture is done outside, right? And so they got that fresh air, and they got the exercise, and they got the sunlight and all the things that they needed. So if you have lighter skin, those people can go outside for 15 to 30 minutes a day, and they'll have a minimum, right? You go outside 15 to 30 minutes a day, you can get the amount of vitamin D that you need. Darker skinned individuals, between 45 hours to 1.5 hours daily. Why? Because that person has more melanin in the skin, which allows for the sun to reflect off of the skin. So that's why a person that has darker skin needs to be in the sun a little bit longer, okay? All right. So the lack of fresh air also retards digestion. And why do I bring out this principle? Your immune system, the first sign of contact is your stomach, okay? Your digestive system, all right? We usually say 75% of your immune system lies in your stomach, all right? So because of that, you not having proper digestion and not getting the right amount of fresh air, it will affect your immune system. So that is why this is very key component in making sure that you're getting proper digestion, you are absorbing the nutrients that you need, and making sure that you get fresh air, because every single law of health plays with different diseases that we are struggling with today, including low immune system. So it says here, deep breathing. In order to have good blood, we must breathe well. Full, deep inspirations of pure air, which fill the lungs with oxygen, purify the blood. They impart to it a bright color and send it a life-giving current to every part of the body. Good respiration soothes the nerves. It stimulates the appetite and renders digestion more perfect. And it induces sound, refreshing sleep. So again, we're talking here about making sure that we give the body everything that it needs to make sure that our immune systems are where they need to be. What about the benefits of rest? Rest allows for your body to renew itself. Okay, so waste products are removed, repairs are effected, enzymes are replenished, and energy is restored. So rest aids in the healing of injuries, infections, stress, emotional traumas, and other assaults on the body. And just a note on that. So then, when we go to the hospital and we're being woken up all throughout the night, right? You know what I'm talking about. Has anyone ever visited the hospital and they come and they're testing all night? The body needs to rest, right? So if we can just be reminded of that, our bodies need to rest, especially when we are sick. And many